What a world, DJ on the Mac. What coming back in, and we gotta prepare for BT21 up in this business, because let's just say Bandai be dropping some serious archetypes, and I'm gotta lock in to the new red, which is going to be Medusamon, and that's the last Liberator deck to be revealed, and it is our boy Owen that's going to be representing that brother. So if this is a video for you, as I like to create content, granted, been away for a while, so stick around and enjoy it. If you're new to the channel, like what you see, make sure you subscribe and turn the notification bell, because I do videos on the reg for real. Okay, let's get on over to the good stuff. So obviously in BT21 we do have the unification, which is going to be massive, and it's dropping on April the 25th, so really soon. And the thing that I'm very intrigued about is the new red deck, and that is going to be Medusamon. Medusamon looks very interesting. There's a lot of combo potential that you can do. And my initial thoughts of this deck is that at the moment, it definitely needs padding out, definitely needs fleshing out a little bit more in order for you to kind of execute what you want to do. But it appears to be very strong, and it's also got a new keyword called progress. And progress is very, very nice in order for you to do what you need to be doing, especially for the game plan to effectively petrify the opponent's board and, you know, create tokens. So it's got the red kind of aggression, whilst then also got token shenanigans, but on the opponent's side, in order for you to delete them and get value off that. So let's go over to the premier egg, which is going to be Gigimon. So Gigimon's not going to be supporting the Gallantmon goodness, it is going to be supporting Medusamon. And this egg is very interesting and quite powerful in order for you to effectively evo for less into your, into your line and execute your game plan. But the thing that really caught my eye is that it's not actually locked to the Digimon that is doing the security check. So let's go over to the overall your turn, and once per turn effect is that when your opponent's security stack is removed from one of your Digimon may dissolve into a Digimon card with Reptile or Dragonkin in trait from the hand without paying with this digivolution cost reduced by 1, which is pretty massive, because the whole line for Medusa is kind of, once a security card has been checked from your opponent, you're going to be gaining that memory back. So in order for you to effectively do the sequencing correctly and then get a second body pretty much up into either your ultimate or your mega, is going to be very beneficial for you. So really strong egg, really rate this egg right here. This is powerful. The fact that you can just target another Digimon, not necessarily that Digimon, gives a lot of versatility to what you want to be doing in order for you to get maximum value. So I'm all for that. So let's go over to now the rookies I got introduced. So if you don't know Liberator, Owen has effectively, I don't want to say two partners, but he has his main deck right at the start, which was kind of WarGreymon, and then Lamiamon got introduced and now is Owen's partner. So let's go over the two, because the two have some kind of cool interactions in regards to the overall archetype. So we do have Agumon, which, obviously everyone's familiar with Agumon, but right here, Agumon has an on-play. Play cost of 3 is that you may return one of your Digimon with Reptile or Dragonkin from trait from your trash to your hand. Beautiful recursion right there, which is always fantastic. The fact that this is actually applicable for a WarGreymon deck, because effectively this will just pretty much get out your WarGreymons, which is going to be very, very nice. And also your Reptiles is going to be huge in order for you to get your main line when you are incorporating it in Owen's deck, which is great. And then the inevitable is the the standard Agumon trait of getting the additional 2000 DP basically for the turn, which is huge. And the thing that a little bit concerns me about this deck is the DP value is definitely something that you got to really consider in terms of like making your line and making sure that, depending on who you're facing, if you're facing a deck that got essentially is quite blocker orientated, you want to make sure that your DP is high enough in order for you to actually get the security check in, because the main thing is with this whole archetype is getting that security check in order for you to kind of execute your overall game plan being the thing. So overall, Agumon is solid. Let's go to Lamiamon. By far, 1, I always love these art arts. 2, easy 4-off, your main searcher of the deck right here. And if you're obviously familiar with the standard Liberator searches, is that you're going to be netting 2 cards. Really, realistically, real top 3. Add 1 card with Reptile or Dragonkin trait, and then add 1 card with Liberator trait, which majority of the line is, which is fantastic right there. And then that inheritable is able, when your opponent's security stack is removed, gain the memory. Once again, that gaining the memory is actually pretty crucial to kind of get your or extend your plays, which is going to be good in order for you to effectively build out another body and possibly get into another mega, which is going to be doing some massive damage right there. So overall, Lamiamon, great addition, looks fantastic. I love the kind of like the harsh contrast between what Owen looks like and what Lamiamon looks like. It's like, yeah, absolutely. And I had to show it off because I love these Liberator all arts for the rookies, because it just shows the whole Evo line and they all just look beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So massive fan of Lamiamon. Going over now to the champions, so we do have Cyclomon. Cyclomon is obviously coming back in with the punch right there as we do. And Cyclomon is quite an interesting one. It is a security-based Digimon in terms of, like, you know, if it's platform security, at the end of the battle, play this card about paying the cost, which is always great. It does have a non-play when digivolving, which is that you're able to delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4k DP or less, which is actually pretty nice because it enables you to effectively target a petrified token, and then the result of the targeting a petrified token is that you're able to trash the top card of the opponent's security, which is once again really strong, gives you that nice bit of advantage, and also punishes the opponent for swinging. Classically, inheritable, that nice DP gain of 2000 is once again crucial, and this is the thing when you are building up your line, you got to really kind of read the matchup, and if you need those DP inheritables, then obviously you're going to lean into more Agumon than your Cyclomon. If you've kind of got that nice little tempo and they've not necessarily established board and not got no blockers, then effectively you can go the full Lamiamon line and get that memory gain when you check the opponent's security, which is always good. So overall, Cyclomon is solid. It is good. Then we go to Dimetramon, which Dimetramon is, once again, Lamiamon's champion. And this is what we kind of expect from a Liberator style deck, is that we're going to have a Digimon that is able to then play out Owen if you are at 1 or fewer Tamers, which is once again crucial. I feel like Owen plays a massive part in this archetype, so you want to make sure you get him out, which is huge. And then Inheritor, once again, that memory gain when you check an opponent's security is always going to be massive, even for 2, really good value. Absolutely love that. So then going over to now the level 5. So level 5 is probably quite massive in both of these options right here. So we have Cyberdramon. This is the first Cyberdramon that is red, and this right here is pretty huge because it does have an on play and it does have a when digivolving effect, which is quite nice, either for free, which is glorious, 7000 DP. So when digivolving, if your opponent has 5 or fewer security cards, they place 1 card from their hand to the bottom of their security card, then trash their top security card. So what do I think to this? This can be a little bit of a double-edged sword. More because that the opponent can put whatever they want at their bottom security. They can put an option in there, which just derails you. Granted, Medusamon does have progress, which will completely ignore all of that. But if you're not swinging with Medusamon, you could line yourself up for a little bit of a fall. But regardless, the fact that it trashes the top security card means that your inheritables are going to go off, meaning that you're going to gain that memory. So effectively, this could Evo for 1, which is a massive value right here, because what you could possibly do is actually net memory if you have a training down, which is great. Training into this, trash the opponent's security off the back of this, and then net 2 memory off the champion and the rookie, which is banging. And then on top of that, then you can trigger the egg. So many possibilities that you can be doing with this. The thing I do like about this though is that 4000 DP gain. Huge right there. Absolutely massive. Like I say, depending on the matchup, you might want to lean into this to make sure that you can swing over whatever you want to swing over. If it's a big freaking blocker in your way, at least you can make sure that you can do that check in order for you to kind of, you know, execute your main game plan. Though we need to go over, obviously, Elizamon's ultimate is like Lamiamon. Lamiamon is really cool, very powerful. One, it's got progress, and I'm gonna say progress like that all the time. I just can't not say it like that. And the thing with progress, we're gonna talk about this keyword because I've kind of glazed over a little here. Progress, what does it do? While attacking, your opponent's effects don't affect this Digimon. Being the thing, this Digimon. So they can affect other Digimon. So if you've built out wide and they do happen to ace and, you know, kind of get rid of other Digimon, they can do that if they want to. But the effect will not affect this Digimon whilst attacking, which is massive. To feel like I can just go in for the face with the Shin Shoryuken and not feel punished is great. It's absolutely great. And I feel like if Bandai don't print this and as an inevitable, let's stay clear of that, because we don't want any more mistakes right there. As an actual on the Digimon, that's not a problem, but as an inevitable, that's gonna get freaking annoying. But the thing that we need to look at here is your turn. When any of your Reptile or Dragonkin trait Digimon attacks targets change, trash the top card of the opponent's security. This right here is kind of nice, because if they do happen to block, let's just say, and that is attack change, target change, then I can effectively, you know, trash the top card of security, and then from there get my inheritables and so forth, which is nice. The thing that concerns me about this deck is it is glass cannon. Like, there's nothing that's protecting this apart from obviously progress, but outside of that, if you lose a stack, you're going to be put back quite a bit, massively, which isn't great. But regardless, the inevitable here is fantastic. So all turns, this is great. When your opponent's security is removed, you may play one Reptile or Dragonkin trait Digimon card with 5000 DP or less from your hand without paying the cost. So you want to make sure your hand's absolutely stacked with the right cards to obviously meet this condition right here. But two, able to play out and get some board presence. You're going to be playing out a champion, or you're going to be playing out a rookie, which is absolutely fine. But you got to think of those inheritables that going on right there as well. Obviously, if you are swinging with Medusamon, this is going to be freaking huge, because what you can be doing, and if you obviously got the Gigimon egg, is effectively, you go for a swing, you check out security, ton of effects go off. You can play out a 5000 DP Reptile or Dragonkin Digimon from hand, bang it. Then trigger the egg. The egg can then evo that into a level 5 for 2. 1, depending on obviously your inheritables, if you've got the champion and the rookie, you've gained 2 memory. So that right there, value. And then if you have the option, you can go into a freaking mega for free off the delay. There's a lot of shenanigans that you can be doing with this for real. Very powerful effect. And the fact that it is all turns is kind of nutty, because you can be, that could definitely help in certain matchups in order for you to kind of, you know, either disrupt their board or get more Digimon out on field in order for them to be like, oh shit, I did not realize that was a thing, because it happened. Sometimes decks, if the opponent doesn't know what the deck does, it can screw them. It's called knowledge check. So yeah, I absolutely love this ultimate. I think it's solid. I think it's really good. Right, now let's go over to the creme de la creme of Owen's toolbox that he's got going on here. So we'll go with the WarGreymon. So the WarGreymon right here, oh, it looks fire. Not gonna lie, we're gonna give a round of applause for the artwork. Going in with that claw. So this is rather interesting. Evo for free, love it. Right there. Then it does have a kind of like on play-ish condition. When this card would be played, by reduce its play cost by 2 for each of your opponent's Digimon. So this is as good as what the opponent's board is. Thing to note is that the petrification tokens, to my knowledge, do class as a Digimon, which this would help reduce that cost. It does have Rush, it does have Raid, and it does also have Blocker, which is great. We need some blockers in this deck for real, for real. It does have an alternate, once per turn, when any of your opponent's Digimon are deleted, this Digimon may unsuspend. So once again, you've kind of got 2 blocks if you manage to not be deleted, being the thing. So very strong. This could obviously raid into tokens, because tokens are not going to be suspended because the tokens can't suspend. So you're going in for a check, which is going to be great. Your Owen could grant you that piercing. So effectively, you're going to be doing two security checks. So you're going to burn one, and then you're going to do a check off this boy. Very strong in terms of its application. The fact that evolves for free is banging, and I think with the Lamiamon inheritable getting into this Digimon, because it's got Rush, and if you've got a few Owens out, you're gonna be looking hella nice right there, going for that dirty swing, which you love to see. Very cool combo possibilities that you got right there, and the fact that you could go in for a swing, delete something, and unsuspend means that your blockers are going to be live, and because it's all turns, it means that you still can effectively block twice, depending on obviously if you delete the Digimon that swung into you. So WarGreymon, very solid right there. We love to see it. Now let's get over to the girl. So I was going to do a separate video for my kind of gripe on this, but I am a little bit annoyed that my boy, my artist, Tanami Kanji, is region locked, because the artwork on that looks sick. I'm not saying this is bad, but I know I could have had better. is what I'm saying. But regardless, this does look beautiful. It does look nice. But let's talk about the actual Digimon here. So Medusamon, Owen's level 6. This is freaking nice. The thing I love about this, and the thing I love about this deck, is that it's like almost like what I wanted way back when. I'm a massive fan of tokens. I'm a massive fan of red. I'm a massive fan of Security Tap +1. And progress is just like the cherry on the cake, like just being immune to effects for whilst I'm attacking is banging. It's got everything that I like. And the thing that's really interesting about Medusamon is that it literally has Security Tap +1. So you get that nice bit of aggression, which is beautiful. It does evolve for 4, which is, I'm not gonna lie, a little bit annoying, but for what it does, I respect it. It is what it is. And hopefully when we do get more Liberator traitor Digimon for this actual deck, that's when Vortex Resonance is just gonna up in value. I kid you not, guys. Get that card. Oh god, I can't stress. I literally copped onto that shit because we're gonna have full decks which are gonna be Liberator trait, and that card goes hard. But regardless, when digivolving, and also end of attack, once per turn, you may delete one of your opponent's lowest DP Digimon. This is huge because it plays in part of what Medusamon is doing, is effectively when you are deleting a Digimon, you're going to be getting a petrified token out. So once you get those petrified tokens going, that's when that is going to be incredibly powerful. All turns, once per turn, when any of your opponent's Digimon are deleted or their security stack is removed from, then play 1 petrified token, which is a Digimon, white, 3000 DP, and your turn, this Digimon can't suspend. So it's just literally a token just there being freaking annoying. And it also has non-deletion, trash your top security card. So this is where Medusamon is going to be creating that kind of that board presence on the opponent's side in order for you to then be deleted. That's where Cyclamon's on play can effectively delete this, which is delete the token, which is going to be good for you because then they basically trashed the top of their security, And depending on obviously your tamer setup, you could then use that Owen to trigger the nice little just Digimon may attack sequence in there. Kind of a pseudo blitz, let's just call it that. So Medusamon, very strong. I love what they're doing with this deck. It's very unique. It's not what I had in mind at all. It's like not at all. Not what I expected. But I love what they are doing, really fleshing it out and really making the archetype unique. We've never seen this in red at all. So the fact that we've got something that, one, progress is a great keyword for red. 2, token, deletion, really playing on the overall mechanic of red being the deletion effect. That's what I like. That's what I like. I feel honestly Bandai are fucking locked in. Locked in, and I love it. Right, option. This is incredibly strong. This card is incredibly strong, and you only get more value the more aggressive that you've got with your Digimon in terms of getting them down to 3. So it is a play cost of 8, which hopefully you'll never have to throw this shit down for 8. I kid you not. But when this Digimon will be used, if your opponent has 3 or fewer security cards, reduce its use cost by 4. So technically it should be costing you 4, which is strong. 4 cost option, which can do main, delete one of your opponent's highest Digimon, then place this card in the battle area. It has a freaking delay. Playing this for just getting rid of a Digimon, or if they don't have any Digimon, they have a petrification token out, delete that trash. the top card of the security stack value. And then the alterns. When your opponent's security stack is removed from delay, one of your Reptile or Dragonkin trait Digimon may digivolve into a Reptile or Dragonkin trait Digimon card from hand without paying the cost. Going into Medusamon for free, effectively with this, is huge. Or actually, technically paying the cost because you've already paid 4. Is massive. Absolutely massive. There's so many interactions that you can do with this, and you've got to really be locked in the game in order for you to get the maximum value, because as soon as you check a security card, that's when all of your effects go off from the opponent. So then effectively you can play, if you've got Lamiamon as your level 5 inheritable, play out a freaking 5 DP based Digimon, Reptile or Dragonkin. Then from there, trigger the egg to evo in it to the reduced cost by reduced cost of 1, banging, go into your freaking ultimate from there on. On top of that, your other inheritable gain 2 memory back, cash back. Then from there, trigger this, go into WarGreymon. Then you have rush. Then suspend that Owen if you want to. Shazam, go for a swing, treat yourself. Honestly, this is the kind of the combo orientated style I like, and we're bringing in the red, which is beautiful. Granted, a lot of setup being the thing, but if that setup's there, god, the pop off is going to be real. And then the security effect is just delete the opponent's Digimon with the highest DP, which, let's face it, I think I speak for everyone. We are tired of Digimon just immune to Digimon effects. At least we've got something that could be like, yeah, you can't not immune to freaking options, are you? Shazam! Get a shotgun to the face. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be maybe a solid 3 to 4 of. Even though it's expensive and it can cut your hand, the fact it's just some form of removal, and then you can really excel in terms of getting into your top end. Granted, you have to not even check a security. The security has to be removed. We have Cybermon that can effectively evo and remove stuff, which can activate this. Is huge. I love it. I actually really like this card. I'm becoming a fan of bringing options back, I'm not gonna lie. So beautiful. Let's go over now to Owen, the guy who's farming Aura, or farmed it. He's absolutely, this alt art goes hard. It goes so hard. Oh god, I just love the harsh contrast of what Lamiamon looks like and what Owen is. And I feel like because it's got dread in their name, I need to fucking build this deck. But it is a play cost of 3, which we love a free drop. We love the start main phase. If your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory, glorious. But this end of your turn is the bit that is powerful. The fact that it's able to suspend itself and give one of your Digimon with Reptile or Dragonkin trait piercing, and then this Digimon may attack, or then that Digimon attacks. It's not even a you may. If you're suspended, you're gonna have to attack with the boy. It's huge. Pseudo Blitz is always great. It's always fantastic right here. And having piercing, winning. Piercing is huge because it means that Medusamon can ensure that she's going to do a set form of a security check. Once again, my concern is that the overall DP values could possibly be too low in order for you to check safely or get around blockers. Granted, she has progress, but she can't get around blocking. Blocking is a mechanic. It's a step. Let's just say she don't get around that. She gets around the effects, but not around blocking. So if they've got a big blocker out and you've not got a DP to pierce over it, this ain't doing shit, unfortunately. But if you are plain sailing, you're just swinging in, and they can't out it, this is going to be fantastic for the deck, and definitely a solid tamer right here. That piercing is huge. The fact that it's Dragonkin as well, could possibly be using Greymon decks, but realistically, it's definitely leaning towards Medusamon deck for real. But Owen, solid. Overall, I love what they're doing with this. I just want more support, and I think what we're going to see from Lamiamon as standard, we're gonna have to have a promo, right? We'll just throw a promo in there, why not? Whatever that's going to be doing. We're going to have the one where effectively it reduces evo cost by 1. That's pretty staple. That's pretty much across the board, so I wouldn't be surprised if that actually got incorporated into this. And then yeah, I think they're the main ones. The reduced evo cost, whatever promo Lamiamon could be doing, and that will flesh that out as a nice free Lamiamon right there. If they want to keep it the same heritable, they can do. Maybe we'll give one a nice DP increase. I think that will probably be quite nice for this particular line, just because obviously you want to be building up that DP in order for you to kind of swing through or go over Digimon right there. I think in terms of Dimetramon, so standard is obviously always going to be the, player tamer, which we've already got. I'm trying to think if maybe a security based one could be quite good. Even though we've got security based Cyclonemon, I think just having one that's got that liberator trait in there is going to be quite huge. I don't know what else I could kind of throw with this one, to be honest. Maybe a security attack version of it would be quite nice in terms of inheritable. Could be sick. Definitely to flesh out more Lamiamons, because I think this one, uberly strong, very powerful, all turns. I love an all turns. I think, yeah, maybe having one, even with the same effect, I think probably fall in the line of kind of how Chaperonemon from Syndromon's doing. Let's get another one with the same effect right there, and then whatever we get in BT22 for Syndromon, see how that could kind of incorporate into Lamiamon, because we're not actually got into, apart from what? Zafargamon and Sendrel, they're the ones that only got like 2 in archetypal level 5s currently, so it'd be quite interesting to see what they're going to be doing with that. Definitely another Medusamon. I think this WarGreymon is definitely solid in terms of what it's doing. I think it falls quite nicely in part of the game plan. Having a blocker is always great. Having another option in order to reduce play cost depending on the opponent's board state is once again pretty massive. Blocker, huge. Because this deck, the only thing I feel about this deck is that it is glass cannon. Like, if you're dead, you're dead. I think it'd be quite hard to come back. In all honesty, no protection isn't great. Granted, progress is a powerful effect, but if I swing into it, swinging to freaking Medusamon, there's zero punishment from me doing that. Like zero punishment. So obviously, if you could incorporate other Digimon, maybe give it retaliation or something, and just at least give it some form of punishment for me basically swinging into Medusamon, because it doesn't unsuspend, it will just die. So they're my little hot take thoughts on the initial thoughts. But overall, I love this line. Obviously I'm a red player, you know, how I started out, and so it's great to see that we got that bit of kind of still got the red aggro identity, still got the deletion based identity, whilst incorporating some cool mechanics in terms of adding tokens and us deleting those tokens in order to get value off the back of that. I think it's a very, very cool concept right there. But guys, let me know what you think in the comments on Medusamon, who's going to be dropping in BT21 on April the 25th. Big things are happening. World unification, huge. But guys, if you enjoyed the video, smash it like a standard. Stay safe, stay fly, and I'll catch you in the next one. That's your boy D Dread, off the mic.